speaking here today. I can see that I'm from the school world, while most of you are from the higher echelons of education. So I come to you from where we begin education in India. And when I was asked to speak today on the education system in schools and how, it's a good system, I actually went and called up a couple of people. I called up kids who are studying currently abroad, people who are employed, people who have established themselves. And I asked them what it was and whether they felt that their education in India had benefited them at all. And I was pleasantly, happily, not surprised, but happily reinforced when I heard each one of them state that their education in India, in fact, had been primarily responsible for their success. Now, the reasons when I asked them as to why they felt that this had been beneficial to them was a number of things came up. We talk about the fact that, in India, the competition is very stiff, the numbers are too many. But oddly enough, that's a huge advantage for our kids later on. The reason being that they learn to take on the rigors of education, to face competition, to be very disciplined about their studies. And so when they move up and they go on to higher education, whether in India or abroad, they find that they are able to cope with it. While children from other parts of the world are struggling, our kids are very comfortable when it comes to handling studies at the university level. They also said that India provides their children with a very wide range of subjects in basic education up to class 10, right? So we're covering everything, whether it is maths, whether it is science, whether it is arts, whether it is, the languages. And they said that, in fact, one young one told me, she said, I studied a lot when I went. She's in Canada at present. She said, I studied a lot when I went to Canada. But in my current job, nothing I studied there has helped me. It is everything I learned in the Indian system that is making me a success today. Because my broad spectrum education has allowed me to be able to create links, to be able to grasp things very easily, where others are struggling with these ideas. I can pick it up and I'm able to handle issues very fast because of my education in India. She also said that because the IT is something that is part of mainstream education in India, everybody is learning computers. So she was able to, in her current job, it's really helping her because she says that I am technologically, competent. And as a result of this, I'm having no problem in my job and in my field at all. So I was saying, yes, our kids are used to all this. Our kids are used to thinking under stress. They are used to also, rote learning. It has its own place, right? Let's not just dismiss it. You can't just, for example, small thing is maths. If you don't know your timetable, if you don't know your tables, how on earth are you going to work your math fast? So these little things are helping our children when they are proceeding to higher levels of education. They're able to grasp very quickly and being very hardworking. They're able to also adapt in a way that allows them to succeed far beyond others. I also want to say here that, while Indian education, and I don't think there's an education system in the world that doesn't have its flaws, India is working very hard to negate these flaws and to improve upon its education. The NEP point is a system that has radically changed education in India, right? It has allowed our children to think out of the box. It is encouraging research. So, in fact, one of our kids recently participated in an international competition. Now, he had come up with this very clever and unique idea of wearing spectacles. And those who wear spectacles, he had a little gadget which attached to the spectacle. And this gadget allowed the wearer of the spectacles to know when they were in front of a screen whether they were at the right distance, at the right angle, were their heads tilted the wrong way, the best and optimal way of functioning with the screen in front of them. And in fact, he went on to win that competition. And I'm talking just a few months ago, right? Going backwards, even before the NEP, some of our kids went to Singapore and took part in a competition which was dealing with recycling and eco-friendliness. And they had taken the concept of straw and how to make straw bricks in a very eco-friendly way and a very simple technology. And again, they walked away with the prizes. And now we're talking international competitions, right? So you're looking at our kids thriving even on the international level using an Indian education. I myself am a case in point. I'm a thoroughbred product of the Indian education system. I've never studied abroad. Yet today, I am advising schools in Australia on how to move forward and their vision for the future. So somewhere our education system is doing something right, isn't it? You look at education now. Dr. Rajeshwar and Dr. Tarun spoke about, how we need to be very particular about making our education relevant and not simply theoretical. Well, case studies are now very much a part of Indian education. So children are learning to apply what they are learning and apply it into real life situations, right? They are also engaged in a lot of community service. They are given interdisciplinary education. And now, at especially the senior secondary, they're allowed to choose any subjects they want. It's not simply, that you can either take science or you can take non-med, you can take arts or you can take commerce. No, you can pick up any subjects you want across the spectrum, whatever interests you. So we have kids picking up legal studies and taking up economics and then going into, psychology and then also picking up chemistry because he's interested in it. So there you have this wide range of subjects which children are allowed to choose from, and that is helping them tremendously to develop because they are working with subjects that they're really interested in. And you know that the minute children are interested in something, they do exceptionally well. The latest system of education coming in is a credit system, which is aligning itself to the system abroad. So that also is aligning us globally with education. Internships, very much a part of the Indian education now, along with mentoring programs that are coming in. Alumni are being encouraged to come in and work with the kids and help them to understand the fields that they're wanting to choose, what would be the challenges, what would be the way that they could cope with ethical situations, and also provide advice when they themselves go into those fields. They're working as mentors even beyond that. Entrepreneurship, it's a whole new subject introduced into our education system now. So our speakers spoke about entrepreneurial skills being acquired. Well, it's there. It's very much a part of the schooling system now, right? As is, higher order thinking skills and research is really being encouraged. And even in the sports field, I mean, let's not forget, sports is very much a part of our education as well. How many kids are going abroad now on sports scholarships? So somewhere we are doing something right. And if you talk about success stories, look at the number of Indians who are heading international organizations. The latest one, our latest superstar, is Mr. Ajay Paul Singh Banga, right? And he has been educated in an Edmund Rice school in Simla. He's been brought up in the Indian educational system, yet he heads the World Bank today, right? So, our educational system is not something to be looked down upon. It's very easy to criticize something if you want to, but I love the fact that today, when I was invited to speak about the positive side of our educational system, that this is an amazing way of looking at it. We need to be more positive about who we are, because we ourselves as a country are a thriving country, is recognized internationally as one of the great countries of the world. That can't come unless we've got education backing us up, right? And we do have it. So yes, there are places we can improve, but we are working on it already. And our education system, even in the old days, was exceptional. The success stories of today tell us somewhere we were doing something right. Finally, I'd like to say, which I really liked what Dr. Rajeshwar said, was spirituality is very important. And ours is a country that has based on spirituality. It is an integral and intrinsic part of our lives, and it gives our children that strength and that wisdom which they need when they face the challenges that lie in front of them. Where others would crumble, our children don't. They are able to take things on the chin and move forward. They have learned to face adversity and hardships. And this makes them success stories wherever they go. So, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And I hope that I've been able to show that our school system is something to be very proud of. And our children and our adults are really superstars.